All right, back at it again. Let's Be Real podcast. It's your boy P Shark, and today I will be talking about the NFL Week 1 recap. So first up, Patriots and Chiefs was the first game opening night last Thursday. As y'all know, the Chiefs won 42-27. So my thoughts, just watching the game, the Chiefs scored 42 points. That's enough said. The Chiefs are not known to score like that. Alex Smith is the game manager quarterback. He was throwing deep on the Patriots. He had 300 yards passing, not Alex Smith. um, I saw a different Alex Smith Thursday. Will we see it the rest of the year, or was it just the first game of the season? Was that the Patriots' defense? We don't know. That's why I say it's hard to gauge week 1, week 2, pretty much the first month of any season, NFL and college, even basketball. It's kind of hard the first, pretty much the first month to really gauge how good a team will become or will be in the end. Because I know one year the Chiefs started off 1-4 and went on like a they in the season 11-5. Now they start off 1-5 and won 10 straight in a row in the season 11-5. So like things like that happen. So, but judging from that game only, the Chiefs have some weapons this year. So, but do I expect Adam Smith to be throwing like he was Thursday? No. Do I expect the Patriots defense to be as bad as they were Thursday? No. Now, of course, time will tell on how good the defense will actually be. And time will tell also if Tom Brady struggled in the second half, and I know he ended up with no touchdowns. So, time will tell on he is 40 years old now. Eventually, he's going to start falling off. So, we don't know it yet. I'm not going to judge and say yet will it happen. Last time we thought that when they lost to the Chiefs 41-7 on the Monday Night Football game, 2 or 3 years ago, they went on and won the Super Bowl after that, and that's when everybody was saying, "Hey, the Patriots, Bill Belichick ain't got no more. Tom Brady's getting old." So, time will tell on it. Next game, the Tennessee Titans and Oakland Raiders. As most will know, the Titans are my favorite team, so I would probably talk about them usually, especially if it's a big game like that against the Raiders. I would definitely talk about this. We lost 26-16. Overall, like I said, once again, first game of the season. As a fan, the only frustrating part to me was that the Raiders have come to Nashville 3 years in a row and have beaten us 3 years in a row. So as a fan, that kind of weighs in, but I kind of know, like, okay, it's the first game of the season. But the Raiders were like a top team last year. Then Derek Carr got hurt, and we were on the verge of the playoffs. And then Mariota got hurt, so they're still a step ahead of us, and we're trying to get to where they were last year. And so, based on the game, I mean, my whole thoughts about just what happened during the game. Our defense, I think, like I said, we left. It was week 1. You could just tell. The Raiders have one of the best offenses. So I can't really get mad and say our defense didn't live up because, I mean, we still only gave up 26 points. And, we gave up a lot of yards. We still only gave up 26. So if our offense only scored 16, I think that's probably the bigger deal. But mainly from our defense, we missed a lot of tackles. Part of that is they got Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch looked better than ever, and he was trucking. He trucked our Pro Bowl D tackle, Jarrell Casey. So, Mark Cooper had a couple plays where he I know he had a touchdown. The first touchdown of the game, he just carried 5 out defenders in the end zone. So, I mean, basically on defense, tackling has to get better. Our secondary looks improved from last year, but once again, we got younger players. So, Dory Jackson, this is his first NFL game. He had ups and downs. He had some plays. He made some plays, but he also messed up some. So, that's Ricky. I expect them to be better as time goes on and get better. As for our offense, we moved the ball on them, but we settled for a lot of field goals. It's particularly inside like 10-yard line, and we were like the best red zone offense last year. So I figured, like I said, first game we'll get better. That might be a product of the Oakland defense getting better because Oakland did not have a good defense last year. So I expect to see. We'll see as time goes on. I expect us to still be a good team. Like I said, we didn't play no Oakland is probably compete for Super Bowl this year. So that's not. I don't look at that as anything bad. We got promise. We got better receivers than last year. Corey Davis proved to me on a couple of catches that he made. It was like, oh, and he missed the whole preseason. He was top 5 pick last year, so he proved to me that he's going to be a good one. As for Oakland, Derek Carr, it was like he missed the beat from last year. So, like I said, I expect them to be Super Bowl contenders, and I still expect us, the Titans, to make the playoffs and win our division. Next game, Packers Seahawks. Packers won 17-9. My basis for that game is, the Packers defense looked good. The Packers defense sucked last year. Their defense looked pretty good, but the Seahawks have a terrible offensive line. We knew that coming in, and it looks to ring true. A lot of people expect the Seahawks to possibly make the Super Bowl. Of course, win their division, because their division is not all that good this year. But with their offensive line, that's going to get better throughout the year. I know that personally from playing Madden for the Packers, it's normal. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have his best games against Seahawks. He actually had a pretty good game Sunday, but they only scored 17. The first game of the season, only time will tell. I do expect both of those teams to make the playoffs and compete for Super Bowl in the NFC. So next up, Cowboys Giants. Once again, first game of the season. The whole Ezekiel Elliott suspension, non-suspension, all that going on. Throughout all that, Ezekiel Elliott had over 100 yards, so he had a pretty good game. Dak Prescott, they looked in rhythm, but they only scored, 19 points. They won 19-3. So, once again, just like the Packers and other teams, they only scored 19. They looked pretty good, but, on the time we tell, the Giants, on the 3 points, they look terrible. You could say, hey, the Cowboys defense got better. No, Odell Beckham Jr., either way, they still can't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball last year. Will Odell come back and help that? He was there last year, and they still come run the ball with the same running back. Paul Perkins he didn't start the whole year last year, but he started some games. And he's their official starting running back this year. So, once again, ain't no telling. Both defenses, especially the Giants defense, for them to hold the Cowboys to 19, and I still think the Cowboys had a pretty good game with all their weapons. So, it means the Giants defense will be there. So, we'll see. Once again, my predictions for both those teams are I do expect both of them to battle for the division. I expect both of them to possibly make playoffs. That may be just a one-team division. Only one team out the division make playoffs maybe this year. Expect them two and the Eagles to compete. Maybe two of them get in. I doubt all three of them get in because how tough the NFC South is. I expect two teams from that division to get in. So, last game, the Vikings and the Saints. The Vikings won their game 29-19. Pretty much the whole game, Minnesota was blowing the Saints out. And it only ended up being a 10-point game at the end, but Minnesota pretty much, they handled them the whole game. Once again, first game of the season. Don't know what to expect. Similar to what I said about the Patriots and Chiefs with Alex Smith. Sam Bradford is the same type of quarterback. He's not a deep passer. He's a dink and dunk passer, and he had over 300 yards passing, and he was doing the same thing Alex Smith was doing. One of those things, we know the Saints defense is bad. So that's gonna be a recurring theme for them throughout the year. For their offense to only score 19 points is probably the biggest shocker. But Minnesota has one of the top defenses. They had one of the top defenses for the first half of last year. They kind of tailed off towards the second half of the season when their coach had eye surgery and they had some injuries and all those type of things. But that game I'd say that game probably proved the most of what we really will see from both of those teams this season. The Saints will be their usual 8-8, 7-9, and the Vikings, they might take a step. They might be competing with the Packers for the division. I still expect the Packers to win that division and Minnesota to fall just short of the playoffs, them and Detroit in that division. I expect both of them will compete with the Packers, but I expect both of them to possibly fall short of the playoffs. And as for the Saints, I expect them probably finish last place in their division. I thought they were going to change their style up a little differently with Adrian Peterson and having him and Mark Ingram and drafting Alvin Kamara from Tennessee. I thought they were going to start running more, but they proved that they weren't going to do that. As we saw with Adrian Peterson and Sean Payton getting to it on the sideline about a play. So, I don't know what to expect from that situation coming out because the Saints are not going to run the ball. He should have known that when he signed with them. So, and they proved it that game one that they're not going to do it. And that's the only way they're going to help their defense. if you run the ball efficiently, run time out the clock, you could help your defense that still isn't good stay out the field.